You gotta pay attention what you're doing. You think you're high enough doesn't mean you actually are. Also, that trick I'm using does not work at all against scorpions. The scorpions shoot straight.
Energy readings show her fusion reactors are still powered up. The systems on the Pillar of Honor have failsafes even I can't override without authorization from the captain. We'll need to find him, or his neural implants.
Also, this backup trick I'm doing with the Banshee, I'm pretty sure they took out in later editions. I think you have to always continue to go forward.
That tunnel leads to the next section of canyon. The final pulse generator we need to destroy is through there.
Yeah, good luck. The fucking elite sitting in the turret. Behind me is a what did I call it? A wraith. It's sitting behind me. So if I get too far out, it'll probably kill me. There's a bunch of little Covenant units that are fighting what do they call those guys? God, I'm forgetting all my terms now. They're fighting the Flood, and one of the things you can do, and this works really well, at least I think it works pretty well, is what you do is you put the Banshee up near the ceiling and you just fly over everybody. I'm kind of just pissing around because I'm full of shit right now, but you're going to see me do it right here because there's some of these guys down here have rockets that I don't want to deal with. So what I'm trying to do is basically get around them as quickly as possible and not let the rocket guys shoot me. And then once you turn the corner here, I don't think they despawn per se, at least until I press this button. But this again, because they give you a hole about this big, essentially preventing you from taking the Banshee through. Someone's figured out how to get through this area with the Banshee, which of course cuts out a whole section because you're able to thread the needle through here with the Banshee. There's no point in doing, we'll be doing the next section like normal, but there's like literally no point in doing the whole next section. You just fly over the whole area and go to the last pulse generator. Like, for instance, I'm about to come to this bridge. When you get to the bridge, a bunch of guys, you'll see just in 1 second from now, just randomly spawn from behind all this. Look at that. Where are those guys hiding? I don't know. They just spawned there. Yeah, and as I was saying earlier, the handgun is super effective against Flood. So it's like really highly accurate as they're running towards you. And then it's also like 1.5 or 1.7 times damage. Like I said, it's hyper accurate. Here's another spawn point where they all spawn out of nowhere from behind that block. I think someone accidentally shot that guy with a rocket from behind. Dead. I mean, that's what's so good about the, you know, I didn't realize that about the handgun is, I mean, obviously the handgun's a long range weapon like your sniper rifle, but I didn't think it would be good against good against Flood. You know, I thought it would sort of be nerfed because it's a handgun, but no, it's really good against them. So like, why not use it? Highly accurate. It does a ton of damage per bullet, and yeah, you get a decent amount of ammo for it. I mean, obviously you can run out of it eventually, so you want to try to preserve it a bit, but I remember in the old level I could drive a fucking scorpion tank through here. That was fucking awesome. No, I'm coming back and there's no scorpion tank for me to drive. It's gay. Grandpa, don't say that. That's an offensive word. It is, though. Back in the 1990s, whatevers, or whenever this came out, 2000-ish. Halo 1, I guess, came out in 2000-ish. Final run. Wink. We're like two full levels away from the final run. But they're not gonna call that area the final run. We're gonna give it a much better name. Yeah, unfortunately I gotta take out the Banshee here. Means we're gonna use a good chunk of my ammo. Because well, I guess I could use a shotgun if he got close to me again. Dead. That's so devastating how far that went to blow him up. Pretty sure that guy was carrying a shotgun too earlier. Fortunately, he did not drop it in a place I saw. So I'm gonna have to preserve both sets of... So I'm running low on both sets of ammo now. Like we're gonna have to switch off. Yeah, we're switching off. Alright, let's got the assault rifle here. 600 bullets, gonna be pretty good. It'll take me through to the next section. And after that we'll have to see. Pretty sure there's definitely gonna be a rocket drop. But I think you also got a sniper rifle here somewhere. Well, this works better actually. Nope, nothing there. Regular old guns. Oh, there's the rocket that I was talking about, though. So we'll flip-flop for the rocket launcher. Rocket launcher! Your off gun can be whatever you want because we're gonna be using a ghost for the most of the remainder of this. There's a little bit of a skirmish going on between Covenant and Elite, or Covenant and Flood units. Off to the far left by we can't see it right now, but off to the far left is some Flood units that hang back, and the reason they hang back is because they're rocking rocket launchers. So if I pulled into their range, they'd probably shoot me dead with one of the rockets. Something about this level makes me want to play Monster Hunter again. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it's no or what. Kind of reminds me of some of the levels I played in Monster Hunter. I think it was not World, it was the other one. Monster Hunter something. Why do I want to call it Monster Hunter Reach? Dead. Yep, that's gonna happen. So we'll have to do that whole section again. That's okay though. Monster Hunter Rise, there it is. Monster Hunter Rise for the Switch. It was okay. It was kind of like a combination of old Monster Hunter and current gen Monster Hunter, which that's fine. It was okay. My first Monster Hunter game was actually playing World, which I really absolutely adored playing World. And then I went back to play the old Monster Hunter games, and I realized why people love that game so much. It like, I was playing, okay, so better explain. I played Monster Hunter U Night something, I don't know. It's essentially in Japan it's called Monster Hunter Cross or Monster Hunter X, which is sort of a callback to the old all the old Monster Hunter games 1 through 4, before they made the changeover to the new system. And I very much understand why that game's so beloved, because it's got just the best loop. You know, the gameplay loop, which is make the armor, fight the enemy, power yourself up, fight the monster more efficiently, you know, just gather more materials, fight the monster again. It's so satisfying, and particularly when I went from low rank to high rank and I had to fight, I can't remember what it was. It was definitely an elder dragon of some sort. And I don't remember what it was called. But it was definitely like, that fight was like, was intense, but fair. To do. So this is the section I was talking about where you can see in the far distance, it looks like the Wraith tanks are on fire and they're destroyed. But as you get closer, you realize that no, they're not destroyed. They just haven't procced yet. So right at this point when the music kicks in, here's all the flood units spawning. You see there's a banshee comes out of nowhere. And this is the most... Anyways, this is what I found to be the most efficient way to get where you need to go, which is basically you want to try to get rid of this tank, or worst case scenario, if you can do what I'm doing right now, which is pushing it off to the left-hand side, that'll open up the rest of this curve, this path that I'm going to take. One of the worst things you can do here, and I know it's going to seem very counterintuitive, is to basically try to take out either the elite or the Covenant or the Flood, because what ends up happening is once they're done focusing on one, they focus exclusively on you, and it makes it a very difficult fight to go through. So what I'm doing right now, which is sneaking in while they fight each other, eliminating the main threat, which is the Wraith tank, and then sneaking in, grabbing a Banshee, and flying up and away as fast as I can is the best strategy. And then from here, what you have to do is stay out of the range of these terminals, and just shoot them dead. And you can see them fall. As you damage them enough, they'll eventually fall down. And then you come in a little bit closer and you get rid of the rest of them. Which I think there's only one remaining here. And once they're all taken out, and you park the Banshee here. And then you see there's a health pack there. It's just, the whole thing is just going to be a quick run. Once I get the health pack, it's just going to be a quick run to spawn the last... yeah, I might even get the health. we're just going to run as fast as we can to hit the last pulse generator, and then that should give us enough time to
Final target neutralized. Let's get out of here.
and then you do have to hide, as you can see, because there's a little bit of time between when you blow the last pulse generator
No, that'll
and when
take
this
too long.
cutscene.
You have a better idea?
There's a teleportation grid that runs throughout Halo. That's how the monitor moves about so quickly. I learned how to tap into the grid when I was in the control center. Unfortunately, each jump requires a rather consequential expenditure of energy.
Something tells me I'm not gonna like this.
But I'm pretty sure I can pull it from your suit without permanently damaging your shields. Needless to say, I think we should only try this once.
Do it.
I'm Cortana. I'm going to teleport you once, but let's not do it again because it could cause your fillings to end up in your brain. So we're back to another level we previously did.
Chaos. From what I've been able to piece together, their leadership ordered all ships to abandon Halo when they found the Flood, but they were too late. The Flood overwhelmed this cruiser and disabled it. The Covenant are terrified the Flood will repair the ship and use it to escape from Halo. They sent in a strike team to neutralize the Flood and repair the ship for immediate departure. I've got a good lock on Captain Key's CNI transponder signal. He's alive, and the implants are intact. There's some interference from the cruiser's damaged reactor. I'll bring us in as close as I can.
So we were originally on this ship, but this isn't exactly a run back like we were doing in the previous
Oh, I
mission.
see. The coordinate data needs to be... Right. Sorry.
So the last mission you were running essentially backwards through the level. Leave me.
Captain? Captain? I've lost him.
So we'll figure out what's going on with Keys here in a second. But regardless, we need to get the Keys. So this is kind of like a run back because a lot of this stage is familiar to when I originally played it, but this is closer to a remix of the stage because certain sections are different now, including, you see that circular area where they're standing? Sometimes those circular areas are now open where they were previously closed off by ground. Now they're no longer closed off by ground. Some hallways are blocked off by debris that has occurred. And in addition,
Analyzing damage. This hole was
I
caused
think
by
I
some
could have
kind
sworn
of
I could
explosive.
jump this.
Very powerful if it tore
But
through the
that
ship's
hole
hull.
looks way too big.
All I detect down there are pools of coolant. We should continue our search somewhere else.
So the straightforward way, and I'm not sure if it's the only way, because I seem to remember I was able to jump that gap at some point, but maybe I'm misremembering.
Warning, threat level increasing.
Yeah, they're just going to keep infinitely spawning behind me, so I have to jump down into the goo. I just want to kind of show this off a little bit before I jump down there.
All the time, Chief.
So this sends me down to the planet side, which I'll not take any damage because it's a cutscene, but I'll have to fight my way back into the ship. So we're going to find an alternate route to get back into the ship. So we've got Covenant and,
Let's get out
again,
of here and
Flood
find another way
units
back toward the
fighting
ship.
each other. And in this case, instead of sneaking by them, usually you want to try to take care of them, because what will end up happening is you'll get pinned between the two factions as you move forward. What will end up happening is the guys in front of you will push you. There'll be too many of them in front of you, and you'll try to back up, and when you back up, that's when you're going to run into the previous group of enemies. So yeah, we're going to be rocking shotgun pretty hard here. And when able, we're going to be flip-flopping between the assault rifle, handgun, and anything else that we can pick up along the way. So if we start running low on shotgun rounds, we'll flip over to our other alternate weapon, whatever that may be. And then we need to kind of keep our head on a swivel because There's a lot of pus bags that are just going to start spawning out of nowhere. Particularly these little green pools to the left of me. They sometimes will spawn out of there what seems like infinitely. So this is an example of where you do not want to run through the area fast. Because you'll get overwhelmed between two different units. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go left. And we're going to take on the elites. Because it pushed me back a little bit farther. We're going to go left here. And we're going to take on the Covenant forces. And then from there we're going to take on whatever remains. So that we're essentially fighting one side at a time. And obviously if the Covenant wants to do, you know, their job and kill some of these enemies, that's great. But we want to be able to focus only on the one side. So we're going to toss a grenade up there, I think. Yep, that'll work. As long as you get it to stick up there, that's the only part that you got to worry about. You don't want it bouncing off the wall or coming down into the area you're standing in. And then if need be, you can wait for your shields to recharge before attempting this area here. Because they, yeah, as you can see, they're not exactly already spawned through here. They're kind of spawning as I'm making this turn. So, as you can see, I'm backing up, and not having anything behind me is kind of important. Shotgun all day, every day. Dead. That's okay. That's okay, we learned from our mistake. We got a checkpoint as well, so we don't fight as many guys. Someone's rocking a handgun. I got 45 shells now. So yeah, that'll be good for shotgun shells for a bit. Gotta be aware of that though, unfortunately.
Towards the ship's gravity lift.
That wasn't terrible. I think it ate one of my regular health. It was not bad overall, considering I just kind of got butt fucked. Don't get caught behind this rock, though. Because if you do, you'll die. Kind of unfair. As you can see, that wasn't a part of... It looks like it wasn't originally part of the terrain. It just kind of added this rock here to... Well, not that rock exactly. This one, to my right. To trap you.
Head this way, towards the ship's gravity lift.
Got caught again. Isn't that great? Like, did you learn anything? Did you say no? Because I think you meant no. When my shields are down, those little dudes are the most dangerous thing in the world. So I had an option for both a sniper rifle as well as a handgun.
Analyzing. Coolant leakage rate is significant. The ship's reactor should already have gone critical.
So luckily the the sniper rifle also kills enemies in one hit. This is also the best perch, the sniper perch in the whole game. You're gonna be dead here in a sec. Yeah, I'd rather have a shotgun. This is actually, I probably should have gone for the handgun there, but that's okay. At least for the minute, this is probably the better option. Trying to get the blood to spawn in so they can fight the Covenant that are there. So now that I've blown up the turret, unfortunately, now they spawn in like a little bunch of bastards. I would say when you're fighting, at least in this game anyways, when you're fighting blood, like your whatever the word is, order of operations, I guess I should say, is you primarily fight in this order. A, whatever's closest to you, okay? These little dudes are real close to you, and you don't have any shields, they become #1 priority. Because they, like I said, they just eat right through your health. #2 priority are these bags. Because if you let them get close enough to you, this is a mistake too. That shouldn't have happened. There's some sort of glitch. If you let them get close enough to you, it's like a walking grenade. And then next is, I guess next is the whatever's carrying a weapon, followed by guys that are not carrying weapons, followed by the little fuckers at the bottom. Because depending on what weapons these guys are carrying, they range anywhere from very dangerous up close to not that dangerous. Example, rocket launcher, very dangerous. Shotgun, very dangerous up close. Handgun, not so dangerous. Not 100% sure, but I don't think they... well, it looks like they do wield needlers, which means they probably also wield the plasma pistols as well, but for some reason I don't think they wield plasma pistols. They do everything else, though. Why wouldn't they wield the plasma pistol? I don't know. Sort of. talking out my bum hole right now. And they use the plasma rifle, handgun, you know, pretty much anything else. Minus, I guess, sniper rifle? Guess they don't use a sniper rifle either, do they? Kind of weird. Makes sense, but kind of weird. Why would they use... I mean, they don't have any eyeballs to need to use it. So this is definitely one of those areas where you wouldn't really want either a plasma or either a handgun, which is what this guy has. Because of its effect and its range, accuracy, and effectiveness against the flood, and the fact that these guys are up on a hillside, this is like the ideal weapon. Looks like they both died. They didn't die, they're close to it. So, hanging out in the lot in this muck, this goo. Yeah, he's hanging out down here. Right, this is the last stretch to get back into the
There's the gravity lift.
gravity lift.
It's still operational. That's our way back in.
I want you to tell me, what mistake did I make here? I'll give you a hint. I'm not using the most effective weapon against both types right now. I'm running directly at them, backing up, and now I'm dead.